Hello again, course creators on the Great Discovery. Today is June 3rd, 2025. It's Mike Hayes, your friendly neighborhood VJ. I'm going to share the video right above, and I'm also going to share a little bit more about our news feed with the AI Super Campus. So these are AI audibles. Take a look at this. This is absolutely amazing, and it just gives you a view into the way AI is progressing. We understand that it's not perfect yet. None of us are, but we have to kind of treat it like we all need to be treated, with love and special needs and patience and care. And then AI can really work very well as a teammate for us. So this is our feed. Take a look at this. It's about deep learning, about using AI, and really making sure that we are in control of it and that it doesn't control us. That's why I do ChatGPT networking with the emphasis on networking, because I use all of the offspring of ChatGPT, not just ChatGPT itself, which is great. And what I've learned is that the more I use it, the more it learns about me and it remembers me and it represents me. And even when I'm tired and I want to create some content, I can have it put out some amazing content. I just reached out to a senator, a U.S. senator, and I had ChatGPT write a story about what I had in mind, and basically it wrote it for me, and it was just absolutely amazing. So here's a little bit more about me. My background with NBC TV and radio networks and mass media. So I'm going to share this video. As I said, I'm a VJ, so I'm going to play this video for you. And I think this will give you a really good idea of what our mission with the AI super campuses and Love AI magazine, because all love is really an interesting topic of all aspects of it. Everything about love is interesting. People look at it just kind of one dimensional, but it's so much more than that. And that's what we really love to explore with the AI Super Campus and Love AI Magazine. Learn to love local networking, learn to love yourself and our fellow man. And there's so much to it, and that's why we are so happy to have created Love AI Magazine, even for getting sales to lower the sales resistance of your prospects with local business networking. And there's just so much we can bring to the table to restore your faith in your ability to reach the middle class. And that can mean having a car, paying for school for your family, having enough food and health care for your family. Like right here, okay, it's a misspelling. So I understand that. And, we didn't invent AI, we just report on it. And that's what I wanted to make sure you understand, that, this is here to kind of show and tell. It updates me and it keeps me up to speed on things, but I get it. It's not perfect. But we're also believe in progress, not perfectionism. So we're not waiting for AI to be perfect, because it will miss the huge opportunity, the tidal wave that's coming. We are creating life rafts and life preservers when that AI tsunami fully hits. We want people to know where to go, and that is to come to the AI Super Campus and Love AI Magazine. So let me introduce my co-hosts who will help me to articulate with podcast listening on the go what some of the opportunities are, because I do believe that the great discovery with Six Sigma is really a key to restoring the middle class and the American dream. And we're providing powerful tools to enable everybody to become empowered with AI. So let's take a look at this, and then I'll watch it with you, and then I'll come back after this short video. So let's take a look.
Welcome to the deep dive. So, probably the question on everyone's mind these days, is the American dream still even possible?
Yeah, it's a huge question, isn't it?
It really is. We're seeing just massive shifts in the economy and society, and sometimes it feels like the goalposts are just constantly moving.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today, we're diving into some really fascinating material. It doesn't just lay out the challenges to, say, financial security.
No, it doesn't.
More importantly, it gives us a real roadmap, a plan for action.
And what's unique about this blueprint, I think, is it's not just diagnosing problems. It's framed as a practical guide,
Right.
highlighting, actionable strategies for what it calls a new era of prosperity. It's really designed so you can take control of your future no matter what the headlines are screaming.
Exactly. So our mission today is basically to pull out the most important nuggets, the most surprising insights, and the concrete ways for you, our listener, to navigate all these changes.
Think of it as your shortcut.
Yeah, your shortcut to being well-informed, hopefully with just enough humor to keep you hooked. All right, let's kick things off. Maybe with a dose of reality first.
Okay, the wake-up call part.
Yeah, the wake-up call. We've heard for years about the shrinking middle class, right? But the numbers in our source material here, they're actually pretty eye-opening. Over the past 5 decades, the share of households we'd consider middle tier, it's actually fallen by nearly 20%.
20%, that's substantial.
It is. And here's the real kicker. Their collective wealth cut in half.
Wow.
Just think about that for a second. You've got rising costs, wages basically stuck in neutral for so
I
many.
thought global shocks, don't forget.
And global shocks, exactly. It's just made building real financial security harder than it's been in, well, generations.
What's truly fascinating here, though, is how the source frames this. It's deliberately not about doom and gloom. No. Instead, it presents this stark wake-up call as, like, the absolutely crucial first step. You have to recognize the true scope of the challenge.
Okay.
Because that's the foundation for building a new American dream. One that's, genuinely achievable and resilient in today's world.
Right, a redefined dream almost. So,
Yeah.
okay, once we've kind of absorbed that reality, our deep dive takes a pivot. It goes from that challenge to, a powerful opportunity, maybe even counterintuitive.
Which is?
AI, artificial intelligence. You hear so much noise about AI being this Category 5 economic storm, right, wiping out jobs.
That's the common narrative, yeah.
But our source makes this compelling, almost liberating argument.
Yeah.
AI can actually be a massive tailwind, a wind at your back, an incredible tool for personal empowerment.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really interesting. AI is reframed here not just as efficiency, but fundamentally as an equalizer.
An equalizer. How so?
Well, it's not necessarily a threat to your livelihood. By automating routine, often tedious tasks, and vastly expanding access to knowledge, AI empowers, like a single individual.
Right.
Or even a tiny startup team.
Right.
It lets them compete with what used to require huge corporations, multi-million-dollar budgets. Imagine the analytical power, the reach that unleashes for your projects or your business.
And the practical ways you can use it. They're pretty wild. This isn't just theory.
No, it's tangible.
Yeah. You can leverage AI to absolutely multiply your creativity. Think brainstorming ideas in seconds.
Drafting content.
Drafting compelling content, generating stunning visuals. It just smashes through creative blocks. It's like having a hyper-efficient co-pilot.
Definitely.
It also radically boosts your productivity.
Yeah.
Automating repetitive stuff like data entry, scheduling, even complex research.
Freeing up your time.
Exactly. Freeing up your mental energy for the high-value work only you can do. And maybe most direct, it can genuinely increase your earning power. Well, whether you're looking to launch a side hustle from scratch or just enhance the value you bring to your current job, make yourself indispensable. AI is kind of like your secret weapon.
Interesting. A tool, not just a threat.
So with AI reshaping everything, what does this all mean then? For, navigating your career.
Yeah, that's the next logical question.
Our source really challenges that traditional view, the one where success is solely defined by getting a 4-year degree, which, let's be honest, can feel pretty limiting.
And expensive.
And financially daunting for so many people today.
That's a critical insight the source brings up. It argues that your greatest asset in this new era isn't some static credential, it's your adaptability.
Adaptability. Makes
It
sense.
really emphasizes continuous learning, but through, agile pathways, certifications, apprenticeships, micro-learning modules.
Micro-learning, like short courses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Things that keep your skills sharp and in demand as technology just keeps evolving at lightning speed. It's about building a versatile toolkit that you're constantly updating.
Right. And our deep dive lays out specific, actionable strategies for you. First, it says actively identify those future-proof skills.
Like what?
Well, think high-growth fields. Prompt engineering is one they mentioned, basically learning to talk to AI effectively to get the results you need. Plus, in-demand areas like data analysis and even modern advanced trades, those aren't going away.
Good point.
Second, embrace micro-learning. Use those online platforms for short courses, certifications. You can gain new competencies quickly without committing years of study.
Much more flexible.
And maybe most importantly, build your roadmap. Create a personal upskilling plan, something that aligns with your career goals, and crucially, something you can start today.
No waiting around.
No waiting. Actionable now. Now, when you start building those skills, embracing micro-learning, you quickly realize your individual efforts can have this ripple effect, right?
How so?
Because what good is a strong individual if the community around them isn't also thriving?
True, it's connected.
Exactly. And that's where our source really shifts its lens. It starts looking at what powers local prosperity, starting with small businesses.
The backbone of the economy, as they say.
Pretty much. And this raises an important question, right? How do we genuinely turn these local enterprises, the very fabric of our communities, into real engines of prosperity?
It's not just a nice idea, it's economic reality. I mean, the statistic is staggering. Nearly half of all private sector jobs actually come from businesses with fewer than 500 employees. Their success truly impacts everyone, individual livelihoods, local tax bases, the whole shebang.
And our source offers some incredibly practical steps to help them thrive. Think about that mountain of licensing paperwork, the red tape.
Ugh, yes. The bureaucracy.
Our source shows how cities are actively cutting that down, sometimes enabling a business to launch in days instead of months. That's a game changer for entrepreneurs.
Huge difference.
It's also about empowering them to build powerful digital storefronts, reaching customers way beyond their immediate neighborhood.
Expanding their market.
Exactly. And crucially, it highlights harnessing community capital, even reshoring supply chains, keeping more wealth and jobs circulating right there in the local ecosystem.
That makes a lot of sense, keeping it local.
Okay, so beyond individual skills and thriving businesses, a community needs a bedrock, right? A foundation. And our deep dive reveals that foundation is almost always housing. Safe, affordable housing isn't just shelter.
It's much more.
It anchors family wealth, provides stability, fuels neighborhood vitality. But there's a huge challenge here in the U.S., isn't there?
Oh, absolutely, the undersupply.
We're talking about a significant undersupply of homes. Some estimates put it around 4 million.
Indeed. And that shortage directly contributes to skyrocketing prices, decreased stability for countless families. It locks them out of a fundamental piece of financial security.
It really does. But the source outlines some powerful solutions. It points to the immense potential for more housing through smarter zoning reform.
Which often gets bogged down in local politics.
It does. But it's key to unlocking new construction. It also highlights the exciting promise of modular construction.
Faster, cheaper building.
Potentially, yeah. Significant cost savings and faster build times compared to traditional methods, making homes more affordable to build at scale. And, importantly, it empowers you. It shows how you can advocate locally for balanced growth, helping your community address these critical needs.
Getting involved locally.
Exactly. So we've talked about what you can do, what communities need, but none of that truly works without a critical backbone.
Let me guess. Energy.
You got it. Reliable, affordable energy. Our source dives into just how fundamental this is to every modern livelihood, from heating your home to, well, powering the very AI tools we just discussed.
Right. Everything runs on it. And the energy strategy proposed in this material is truly comprehensive. It's an all-of-the-above approach.
All of the above, meaning?
Meaning strategically combining renewables, advanced nuclear, cutting-edge storage solutions, and cleaner hydrocarbons.
So not picking just one winner.
Exactly. It's a multifaceted approach designed not only to meet the soaring demand of our AI-era economy, but also to actively protect household budgets from volatile energy costs, ensuring stability for everyone.
So this isn't just some big picture policy thing. It translates directly into tangible benefits for your home.
It should, yeah.
It's about ensuring the energy that powers opportunity for the nation also provides stability and affordability in your day-to-day life, protecting your family's financial well-being.
Makes sense. Connects the macro to the micro.
Okay, finally. Let's talk about wellness without hardship. Think about this for a moment. One medical emergency, one unexpected illness.
It can derail everything.
Completely derail an entire family's financial future. Our source points out a truly staggering statistic. Medical debt. It's the #1 cause of personal bankruptcy in the U.S.
Number one. That's devastating.
There's not just a number. That's thousands and thousands of shattered dreams. So what can be done? Is anything being done?
Well, what's particularly insightful here is how the material explores innovative models. Models specifically designed to make healthcare more accessible and affordable.
Okay.
It challenges the assumption that good health has to come at an exorbitant price.
Absolutely. And it highlights practical solutions.
Yeah.
Like cooperative purchasing,
What's
where multiple smaller entities or even groups of individuals pool their buying power to negotiate drastically lower healthcare rates.
strength in numbers?
Exactly. And it delves into telewellness powered by AI, which could mean anything from AI-driven preventative health nudges to virtual mental health support.
Making care more accessible.
More accessible, more personalized, and crucially, less burdensome financially. It truly emphasizes that your health should be a foundation for your dreams, not a barrier to them.
Health shouldn't bankrupt you. That's the goal.
That really should be the goal. So, wow, we've covered a lot. What does this all mean for your journey listening right now?
Yeah, let's bring it together.
We've navigated the challenges, the middle-class squeeze,
Yeah.
explored how AI can be a powerful ally, not just a threat,
Delved into the future of work, continuous learning.
underscored the vital role of small businesses, looked at building thriving communities through housing,
Discussed empowering energy strategies.
and even tackled achieving wellness without that financial hardship.
The overarching message, I think, that ties all of this together is a powerful and actually inspiring one. Ideas, no matter how brilliant, they only become reality when people act together.
Together.
It's not just about individual effort, though that's important. It's about collective action, empowered by informed choices, like the ones we've discussed.
And that's exactly what this deep dive is all about, isn't it? It's not just understanding the problems,
No.
but discovering actionable strategies.
Yes.
Real things you can do to truly take control of your future.
Empowering people. The material we're digging into today, it's interesting. It references things like the Great Discovery AI Super Campus and Love AI Magazine. And it suggests a surprisingly, grounded approach, community by community, person by person almost.
With AI and local action right at the center of it all.
Yeah. So our mission here for you listening is to unpack what these sources lay out as a kind of step-by-step guide, how they suggest you can become what they're calling an American dream creator, maybe even a global dream creator. Let's see how they try to connect these huge ideas to, practical steps.
What really jumps out right from the start is that attempt to bridge the gap, between this massive societal goal, restoring the American dream, and these very tangible local actions, and doing it all through the lens of AI. It sort of grounds the vision and what individuals can actually do.
Right. And the first big step, according to this source, joining the free AI Super Campus, they describe it as a dynamic learning space.
Yeah.
Really geared towards empowering, everyday people.
Turning them into AI-empowered change makers is the phrase they use.
Yeah, think of it like a base camp for getting these skills. The source says the campus offers AI training, pretty comprehensive stuff, from absolute beginners up to, more advanced levels. It talks about guided ChatGPT education, but specifically tailored for local business, for networking.
Practical application then.
Exactly. And courses on personal branding, storytelling, even business recovery, they mention. Plus, live AI-powered mobile meetings you can jump into from anywhere. But what really caught my eye was this concept they call AI localism.
Ah, yes, AI localism.
The idea is learning to thrive by thinking globally while acting locally. So, from your perspective, how does that focusing locally, even with these global AI tools, how does that really connect back to something as broad as restoring the American dream?
That's a really good question, because AI localism, as they seem to present it, isn't just about, using fancy tools locally. It feels more about empowering people right there in their communities. The source suggests that by making these AI skills more accessible, people can spot and act on really specific local opportunities.
Okay.
Which, directly tackles that economic squeeze on the middle class.
Yeah.
Not by waiting for some big top-down policy fix.
Right.
But by building resilience and innovation from the ground up, it makes AI, this huge global thing, relevant to, like, the corner store or your neighbor's side hustle, is bringing capability back home, essentially.
bringing power back locally. Okay, that makes sense. So you get these foundational skills at the super campus. What's next? Well, the source then points to the need for ongoing inspiration, connection. And that's where Love AI magazine comes in.
Their journal for the journey.
Exactly. That's how they position it. And it's free to subscribe. They describe it as the hub for podcast listening education.
Podcast listening education.
Interesting term. Yeah, it suggests a multimedia approach, delivering stories, real stories about people using AI, changing their lives, their communities. It also curates AI tools, trends, tries to make it simple.
Cutting through the jargon.
Hopefully. And it mentions deep listening interviews, thought leaders, entrepreneurs described as heart-led, and importantly, weekly networking spotlights.
Connecting people.
Yeah, designed to help you connect with other AI-savvy folks near you. Their slogan kind of sums it up. Listen, learn, launch, from your phone, on the go, anytime. So how does a resource like this, especially that podcast listening model, help fight that information overload we all feel and actually push people towards using these skills?
Well, I think the magazine from this description serves as a crucial filter, We're drowning in information.
Tell me about it.
So something that curates, that gives you actionable stuff and relatable stories, that's valuable. And the podcast listening part is clever. It makes learning fit into life.
Right, you can do it while commuting, walking the dog.
Exactly. It's not another sit-down lecture you have to schedule. It's integrated. And by mixing inspiration with tools and those networking spotlights, it nudges you from just knowing stuff to actually doing stuff. It reinforces that community piece and helps you apply things almost immediately.
Okay, so building on that community idea, the source gets really practical next. It talks about love local business networking with AI. This is where it feels like it gets down to brass tacks for making a difference right where you live.
Turning passion for your town into something more.
Yeah, into connection, maybe even income. Using AI to boost your local networking. The material actually gives examples, like learning to use ChatGPT to write your networking follow-up stories, personalized ones.
Which isn't just about speed, I imagine. It's about crafting better messages.
That seems to be the implication, messages that really hit home for local business owners. A capability maybe you wouldn't have otherwise without, say, a marketing team.
We're democratizing that communication skill.
Exactly. It talks about connecting with owners using that think global, network local idea again. Hosting or joining mobile micro meetings, short focused collaboration sessions, and even sharing local interviews or success stories using AI storytelling tools on your own podcast, YouTube Shorts, social media, wherever. But the part that really stood out to me was the accessibility. They explicitly say, we teach you how to do it all, even if you've never networked online before.
That's significant.
Because networking is intimidating for a lot of people. So how does this mix AI tools plus human connection tackle those barriers? Does it feel like it genuinely opens things up?
I think it does. That line, even if you've never networked online, is key. It directly addresses the how-to barrier, which stops so many people.
Yeah.
By bringing in AI for things like writing follow-ups or creating content snippets, it gives individuals capabilities that used to require, special skills or money.
Like having a virtual assistant, almost.
Sort of. It lets people engage more effectively, build real connections, and hopefully spark local economies by making collaboration easier and giving small businesses more visibility. It shifts networking maybe from just who you know to what you can do and create with these smarter tools.
Okay, so you've got the skills, you're networking smarter. How do you tie it all together for your dream? The source then moves to building your first purpose-driven plan.
Right, getting strategic about your own vision.
Exactly. With AI guidance, apparently, to help you outline a personalized vision. They call the output your purpose profile.
Purpose profile. Sounds focused.
Yeah, and it's not just a vague idea. They say it details what you love, who you want to serve, and importantly, how you can grow financially and spiritually, they mention, in this AI era.
Interesting blend.
It also helps you nail down your why and communicate it using AI-powered storytelling. They call the whole plan the bridge from where you are to where you're meant to be.
Okay.
But that brings up a question, doesn't it? How does focusing so much on personal purpose, even AI-guided, feed into that bigger collective dream of restoring the middle class? It feels very individual.
It does, but I think that's the core of their argument. The source seems to be pushing a bottom-up theory of change.
Okay.
It suggests a strong middle class isn't just about big policies from on high. It's also built by empowered individuals who have clarity and purpose.
So individual clarity leads to collective strength.
That seems to be the idea. When people know their why and their how, and AI maybe amplifies their ability to act and communicate, that their combined efforts start to add up. It creates ripples. So personal growth isn't separate from community growth. It's actually presented as the foundation for it, for revitalizing things, for building a stronger middle class from within.
Right, right. Individual empowerment as the engine.
Okay.
And finally, the sources really stress you're not doing this in a vacuum. The fifth step is all about meeting your new team, fellow dream builders, as they call them.
And community, again, it's a constant thread.
Definitely. They point to connecting through those networking spotlights on the super campus, using story-driven forums in the Love AI magazine, and getting help through mentor-guided co-pilot sessions for live support when you hit a snag.
Practical support.
Yeah. The message seems to be, you're not alone. The movement has begun. How vital is that community and mentorship piece to making this whole thing actually work?
Oh, it's absolutely crucial. I mean, just having knowledge, even with AI tools, that's rarely enough to create real, lasting change.
You need more than just the manual.
Exactly. You need to be able to apply it, to get help when you're stuck, to bounce ideas off people, to collaborate. That's what turns individual effort into something bigger, into momentum. It fights off that feeling of isolation, builds a shared sense of purpose, which you absolutely need if you're trying to build a movement, even a personal one, let alone something aiming at the American dream. Those connections offer practical help, sure, but also that psychological boost to keep going.
Makes total sense. So just to wrap up the concrete stuff the source promises, it outlines some pretty clear takeaways for someone following these steps. You walk away with basically free tools, a network that's starting to grow, that first action plan your purpose profile, a subscription to the magazine for ongoing inspiration, and what they frame as a clear path forward, a path you choose to build.
It does sound like a very practical set of starting blocks.
Yeah. And the overarching message, the feeling you get from reading this material is, well, it's hopeful. It's summed up in this line. Your dream isn't dead, it's waiting to be reimagined, reclaimed, and rebuilt with AI and community by your side. So, if this deep dive has got you thinking, if you're curious to explore this path, the sources point you to the loveaimagazine.com and to subscribe to the free AISupercampus.com.
And maybe a final thought to leave people with. Just consider what really becomes possible when you bring those things together. Your own personal purpose, these incredibly powerful new tools like AI, and a community that supports you. What could your version of the American dream look like if you approached it with that kind of intentional, connected framework instead of just, waiting for things to change around you? What could you build?
Okay, guys, I am back. I'm Mike Hayes, and I want to thank you for joining us on this watch party, this course watch party. It's kind of nice to watch with somebody. We also have an 8 a.m. Friday morning Pacific time watch party where we get together with some friends and some solution providers. It's pretty fun and exciting. We really want to help grow the Great Discovery. I think because of the platform on which the Great Discovery is built, I think it's just the ideal platform for restoring the middle class in America and with the restoring faith in the American dream. That's what we really want to do and prepare people for the coming tsunami of AI and AI changes and really focusing to get local traction in your community. That's where we want to reach out to grow the great community by reaching out and networking locally and helping people learn about checking in and following up and inviting people to join the Great Discovery in multiple cities around the country and using free local networking events. I think that's absolutely the best place to go to grow the Great Discovery. And we have a channel, but it's important for you to become the channel for your purpose, to be able to talk and communicate about your vision and to reach out with the Great Discovery. And you know what? Love, the reason we call it Love AI Magazine, I have to tell you, love is a very, very, very interesting topic. It's widely interesting. It covers so much of humanity in one word, and anybody can become great at love. I don't care if you're an 8-year-old, you can become very good at learning love. There's so many things you can learn to love local networking. You can love AI Magazine. You can love the AI Super Campus. You can love networking. You can love checking in and following up. You can love the great discovery. You can love the people in it, and they are worthy of love. They're just such an amazing group of world-class leaders. That's what's so exciting for me. And with our podcast listening on the go, we don't use up your time, and I don't want to force people to have to sit into hours and hours and hours of Zoom meetings. And that's why I created the concept of meetings on the go, and even speed networking meetings on the go. I record my notes in terms of speed networking events. Then I interview people, introduce people in our AI infomercials. So you can learn about media marketing, take advantage of my 40 years of media marketing experience with NBC TV and radio networks in New York. And it's really, I love introducing media marketing to people using AI and free accounts. I don't want anybody to be intimidated by media or marketing, and you can learn step by step, and that's what we're all about with our free courses on the Great Discovery. Now, I am the AI super course creator because I have created more courses than anybody else in the Great Discovery, and I continue. I'm on track on sometimes to create a new course every single day because I have so much experience, years and years and years of experience of literally helping my clients sell a lot of product, trust me. And I have the testimonials from my clients on video and audio to demonstrate that. And those are things I love to share. So, anyway, thanks for joining me here. I'm going to be posting this on the Great Discovery course. Check out the AISupercampus.com. Check out Love AI Magazine. Block out 8 a.m. Pacific time on Fridays. Join our watch party, join other people, and let's keep growing the Great Discovery, and let's keep growing the middle class and your American dream. And I really want to use the Great Discovery's great strengths to export the American dream worldwide, and we can do it with the great people and the great concept of the Great Discovery and Six Sigma. So I'm Mike Hayes for the AI Super Campus. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you make the most of the course. This is a super course fully packed with everything that you need to get you to where you want to go. So it's a PDF with multiple PDFs. I think of it almost like a high-rise building. Take it floor by floor, PDF by PDF, to get you all the way up to the penthouse of the American dream and where you want to go. So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching this with me. And let's connect. Let's keep the conversation going. If you're watching this on YouTube, just click the links to the AI Super Campus right below this video. If you're watching it on the Great Discovery platform, let me help you create courses for the Great Discovery. So for the Great Discovery AI Super Campus, I'm Mike Hayes reporting. Thank you.